Hey, it's Squidly. Cooler temperatures are here and it has me thinking about what I carry as winter gear. All right, it's really warm in here. Can I take this off? That's better. The first piece of gear I want to talk to you about that I carry mostly in the winter, not really even on the shoulder seasons, is a microfiber towel. Now, I do carry a bandana that I use for wiping sweat through the course of the day, but I use the microfiber towel for wiping off condensation in the tent. And this helps to keep so much moisture from being in the tent, and I really don't like packing up the tent with all that moisture in there, and so I use a microfiber towel to try to wipe some of that down and soak some of it up. The second one is camp shoes. Y'all, I could do a whole video on my journey with camp shoes. I have gone through so many, but the pair that I'm currently using is just a pair of Hey Dudes, just some dude shoes. The thing I like about them is that they have a legit sole on them, and they are a little bit off the ground because of that sole. Here's the thing, is through the course of the day, if you have stream crossings, I don't mind that, even in the wintertime. But when you get into camp, the shoes are still going to be wet, your socks are going to be wet, because it's not warm enough through the course of the day for those to dry out. And so when I get into camp, yeah, I can put on some dry socks, but I don't want to put my dry socks into wet shoes. And so in the wintertime, I like to have some camp shoes, and basically this is the only time of year that I use them. The third one is hot drinks. At night, there's really nothing better for going to bed warm than having a hot drink before you go to bed and warm up from the inside out. I like the spiced apple cider, and I can even find it in the sugar-free for, diabetics like me. And same thing with Swiss Miss. You can get the sugar-free or reduced calorie, and that helps to reduce sugar for a diabetic. But the point is, I like having this to have something hot to drink on my way to bed. Speaking of staying warm when you go to bed, one other thing is, when you first get into your sleeping bag or under your quilt, it's pretty cold, and it's going to rely on your body temperature to get the temperature of that quilt, of that insulation, warm. And if you're not really warm going into it, the quilt or the insulation in your quilt or your sleeping bag is not capable of generating heat. And so it needs the heat of your body. Well, if you're going to bed pretty cold, it's going to have a hard time doing that. So one way to kind of get that jump started at the beginning of the night is using a hot water bottle. And one of the best things that you can use is a Nalgene bottle. I use the hard plastic, and right before bed, I will boil some water, put it in the hard plastic Nalgene bottle, and put it in the foot box of my sleeping bag, or just sort of hold it next to my body at my core like this, and it'll kind of get me warm and kind of get the insulation jump started on warming up and keeping you that way for the rest of the night. Number 5 is just a Ziploc bag, and this particular Ziploc bag has a squiddly face on it, so you know it's quality. So what's the point of the Ziploc bag? Well, it's your filter. Your filter in freezing temperatures cannot stay out and be allowed to freeze. It still has water in it, and that water is going to freeze and expand and will ruin your filter. Your filter will no longer be actually filtering the water. Water will just pass right through it. And so in order to keep that from happening, the best thing to do is keep your filter warm. Sleep with it. But again, it has water in it. So what you do is you put it in a Ziploc bag, zip it up, roll it up, put it down at the bottom of your foot box, and it stays warm with your body heat all night. Number 6 is for in camp. There's nothing better in the winter because the nights are long, it gets dark really early, not ready to go to bed that early, and it's pretty cold to sit out in the dark in winter. So having a campfire helps. So what is this? Well, this is a fire starter for a charcoal grill, and it weighs just a matter of a handful of grams, and it is perfect for getting a fire started. So you light this on fire, and what happens is this stays lit for a handful of minutes. So it gives you time with this lit to get your bundle on top of it, to get the smaller sticks and get some bigger sticks and kind of get it going while this is burning and you're not having to nurse this. So it's a little bit of a cheat code for a campfire, but especially in the wintertime, totally worth it to make sure that you have a good fire going. And the last one, y'all have seen this before. I'm not really a fan of rain pants. And in the shoulder seasons and in the summer, I don't take them. I just get wet from the waist down, or as much as my umbrella allows. So in the winter though, it's a little bit different. I want to protect as much of my clothes as possible from the rain so it's not getting completely soaked through. So in the wintertime only, I will wear rain pants, sort of. But what I've done is I've taken a pair of rain pants and I have cut them off. And so this is an old pair of Frog Togs, cut them off to the length that I want. And so these are, now that they're cut off, these are the Squid Togs. I like that. And so only in the winter will I carry something for rain protection below the waist. Okay, that was 7 pieces of gear that I only carry in the winter. Do me a favor, in the comments, tell me what you think about these 7. And also tell me, what do you think I missed? And as always, thanks for watching to the end.